They can strike at any time, without warning, without remorse. They are improv everywhere, and they're here. Plus, Blair Butler opens her own personal secret stash of comics for another fresh ink rundown. And finally, we get hit with some informative shrapnel care of the authors of Smart Bomb. Now, for once and for all, it's not a tumor! It's Attack of the Show.
Pick up on this.
Welcome to the show, everyone!
How's it going? Thanks for being here.
3 weeks, Sarah
Three
Lane.
weeks we waited, and last night we got our lost episode.
3 weeks.
Now, you say this with some sort of disdain here.
Look, listen, and I'm kind of new to the Lost bandwagon.
As am I,
But when I
as
hopped
am
on,
I.
I was, yee-hoo! The moonshine. I was playing the washboard and doing the twangy thing.
We're lost! We're on an island!
Yes, the series is great. It's HD. It's an hour. There's drama. There's suspense.
Awesome.
Then there's a 3-week break for Sweeps Week.
And everybody's
and
like,
what do we get? Yeah. And what do we get?
We don't get anything with the hatch. We don't
Nope.
get anything with numbers.
Nope.
We don't get any questions answered at all.
No. What we get?
We get Shannon Dine, who our guest, Sean Jordan, knew yesterday. He
Yeah,
told
everybody knew.
us.
And
Everybody
even when we
knew.
found out, we were like, really? Thank God. It's about time. Who cares about Shannon?
Well, no. Hey,
What?
I mean, we got a little backstory on Shannon. I mean, Shannon was...
She's just a generic blonde girl on television, and
Hey.
we've got enough of those. Am I right?
Kevin, come on. If she was your MySpace friend, you would...
Oh, she had a MySpace, and
think
then
a little
I'd send her a little message or
differently.
two.
No, we figured out her stepmother was very cruel and swindled her out of a lot of money. I mean, I feel kind of sorry for Shannon. She loves dogs.
That's great. But they tried so hard to get you to believe that someone loved her within 6 weeks of being on an island just so you'd care about her dying. Didn't work on me. No one cared.
Interesting.
If it
All
had
right.
been Michelle Rodriguez tripping and shooting herself in the stomach, that'd have been hot.
She's hard
and cool.
She's hard to love.
She's very hard to love.
She's very hard to
Little
love.
busted.
Yeah.
Now, there was one thing that happened. The Walt makes an appearance, or at least an apparition of Walt. We're not quite sure.
A couple people saw Walt. I'm willing to bet that he's around.
Drenched. The man was sweaty.
Well, do you think it was sweat, or do you think it was water from, some supernatural higher power being
Whatever it was,
in
the
a
man.
hatch?
Whatever it was, the man was speaking gibberish. Here it is. TV
Well, he's
Squad.
speaking backwards.
TVSquad.com. Reverse the clip. You're right. He was speaking backwards. So here it is. Hold on.
I'm coming and they're close.
Oh, you hear that?
They're coming, and they're close.
Wow. Really? I took all the time to go into Sound Recorder and flip it for that.
Well, I felt like we already knew that they're coming, and they're probably pretty close.
Yeah, well, if they're on their way,
You
chances
know,
are they're close.
yeah.
It's an island. They can't be too far.
And who are they?
Okay,
They're only a pound.
Listen, I'm hoping and praying that they do something next. Well, no, next week's going to be about the Tailies.
Well,
tail people.
Here's
They're like
what
carny
I
folk.
think. Here's what I think. I think next week we're going to see a lot of stuff that we already saw, but from a different perspective. We're going to see details that nobody was able to pick up.
Which could
because
lead
we
to
were
new
from-
info, right?
Which could lead to new. Well, better.
Yeah.
My gosh, Shannon, not enough. And that is your lost wrap up for the day.
I'm so look. 3 weeks. You got to get the.
There's no
We had
reason
to
to wait
heal.
3 weeks for something so insignificant.
Thank you. But we all watch.
We love you, Shannon. Miss you. Hope you're
don't.
not dead.
Don't.
So, Kevin, as you know, we've been talking about the Xbox 360 Zero Hour launch event all this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So once
It's a big
again,
deal.
Zero Hour is the official North American launch of the new console. It's being staged at an undisclosed location in the
Very
Mojave
hush-hush.
Desert somewhere. People die out there in the desert.
They do.
So it's kind of a big deal. From sunset
They also
on
do a lot of
November
shrooms.
20th through the 22nd. And G4 is giving away tickets to this very event.
Yes.
You can be one of the first people in the world to buy an Xbox 360.
And they're going to be sold out. So get there and get one.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get one otherwise for a while. Just go to attackoftheshow.com and click on Xbox 360 Zero Hour event for more information.
I can't believe it's happening so soon. Like the launch of a next-gen console. It really is like, it's almost
I can't.
here.
We've been talking about it for like 10 years.
I know, but now it's to the point where you can start marking off the dates on your swimsuit calendar. Like it's coming. It's very close.
Oh my gosh, finally we're not just talking about it anymore. It's really going to happen.
And perhaps even bigger news, if that's even possible, than the console being released. It comes out of the boys from Bungie. Halo, you may have heard of it, kind of a big deal when it comes to the Xbox.
I've heard of it.
they updated their website with yesterday was Halo's birthday. Actually, happy birthday, Master Chief!
Happy birthday, Master Chief. Sorry we didn't get you a cake.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Sorry about that. We'll give you a belated Cortana doily. They said that the Xbox 360 will have the ability to upscale the original Halo and Halo 2 into 720p, and they'll be in widescreen now.
Widescreen,
Yes,
which is really
yes.
cool.
And they even, just to kind of tease everybody, they decided to dip the whistle in some water, wet it a bit, if you will. Here on the left, I'm off my rocker. On the left, it's a 480p version of the game, and you can see Master Chief looking a little pixelated.
You might not
a
be
little
able to
jaggy.
really get the effect
No,
on the television,
you're
but
watching
there is
us on-
quite a big difference.
They're watching us over rabbit ears on a 12-inch black and white
Yeah.
TV. But
Sorry, everybody.
on the
Des-
right, I promise it's smoother.
Yes.
It's a little
Exhibit
smoother.
B,
Yes.
way better.
Here, come to it in person. You see, this is little jagged, little rough, smooth, pretty, upscaled, high res.
It's because of all the makeup they put on you, Kevin.
Well,
That's why you look so smooth.
It's a feature. It's
Chiseled.
a feature. Also, the original Halo, by the way, in widescreen as well. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Very good stuff.
That is exciting. That is exciting for all the Halo 1 fans. Now they have more. They have more.
Even more.
Even more. What else I'm bringing to the table here, Kevin, and it's hard for me to do this without laughing, actually, but
Oh.
it's true.
Okay.
Enrique Iglesias, you know him?
Yes, the Rhythm of the Night guy, this guy.
Yeah, you know, he's got the mole.
He's dating Anna Kournikova.
Anna Kournikova. I think they're married, actually, at this point.
She can
you know,
do the tennis
she's-
racket trick. Fascinating.
Well, they're very talented. They probably, they're very hot and heavy. You know, they're always photographed.
Of course. He's a Latin lover.
He's a Latin
You know.
lover. Well, EntertainmentWise.com has reported Enrique Iglesias is bringing out his own line of extra small condoms. Now, they're not just reporting as a joke or anything. He actually said this. He said, "Hey, just
Wait, Enrique Iglesias came out
ladies
there and said,
love
"Hey."
me all over the world. I know. I'm the source of many fantasies. However, I'm really not that big, and I think I could probably market this to my advantage. Extra small condoms."
So this is true. It's being reported. It's all out there.
Okay, it's actually not true. It was reported on and widely speculated about, but
Really?
it turns out that we checked with Enrique's publicist,
Okay.
who says, no, he said something like that, but he was just kidding. This is really taken out of context.
No, actually-
and so it just
wait,
goes to show you how
Wait,
the
no.
internet...
I was trying to research it as well, because I saw the story online. It's all over, but I actually found the commercial for it. You didn't see it? Oh, no, it's actually all over Google Video. Look, listen.
What? No.
Enrique Iglesias. Pequeños.
Wow.
Pequeños.
That is such an image.
Enrique looks a little like David Copperfield, actually, by the way. Just a funny side note. I was waiting for some cards to come out of...
Enrique, we love you. That is one of my favorite songs, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
No, it's not true.
It's not
He's
true.
not really making the...
But it would be
condoms.
cool if he was.
It would, seriously.
I mean...
Well, Brendan's at the store trying to buy them right now, so that's why he's not here. Somebody's excited.
We're gonna have somebody should call him and say it was a joke. Brendan,
Yeah, we
you
should.
can't actually
I know.
buy this.
He's a broken man.
Poor guy.
In more ways than one. You know what today is, folks? It's Relationship Call Thursday. Yeah, you love it, because obviously, some of you still haven't learned your lessons.
You still want to hear what our opinions are on
Give
your
us a
love
ring.
life. It's
We'll
crazy.
direct you to the Pequeños. Number is 800-839-7880. As always, Sarah, they can email us.
They can email us.
We have a web
Yeah.
form. It works.
We do.
attackoftheshow.com/ask us, and they can chat with us as well in our IRC chat room.
Chat.
G4TV.com. Nice.
That was good. We almost got that right.
We did. We should practice
Almost,
that more
yeah.
often. Also, today's Thursday, which means we have a Verizon broadband battle in full effect, Sarah.
Cool.
We don't half-ass around this part.
No,
We're
we
playing
don't.
the first-person funhouse. You know it, you love it. It's called Fear. And joining us today is actress Anna Marie Lytle. Hello, Anna Marie. How you
Hey,
doing?
Anna Marie.
Hi, good.
Are you sufficiently scared?
I'm really scared.
Is fear scaring you more, or is the thought of Pequeños scaring you more?
I think the kicking chair is scaring me.
Oh, yes, don't spoil that. We're going to get there. We are going to get there. We had a little surprise.
Anna Marie doesn't just
for
get
Anna
to
Marie.
sit today.
Oh, no.
She's got a little present.
There's a little something going on there.
something
Well, good
going
luck,
on in her
Anna Marie.
chair.
We will check back in with you in a little bit later. All right, now, don't run off, folks. Stick around.
You hear that?
Yeah.
نفسي واقصد شرف أنا ركبت بمحكمة أنا مخبر شوم أبلسن أنا ركبت
Attack of the show.
Now, wouldn't your morning commute be so much more interesting if you thought someone might just suddenly burst into song, something like that? Well, Improv Everywhere is doing their best to make something just like that happen on a regular basis. Their ringleader, Charlie Todd, is here to explain their missions. Welcome to the show, Charlie.
Well, thanks for having me, Sarah.
Now, we've been reading a lot about Improv Everywhere. You guys are getting some press lately. You've been named Hot Pranksters by Rolling Stone magazine, and this very magazine, VH1, also named your U2 prank one of the 40 greatest pranks ever, which is pretty prestigious.
Yeah.
Pranksters have been around for quite a while.
That's true,
You know? So let's talk about this U2 prank. What exactly did you guys do?
Well, I live on 8th Avenue in Manhattan, across the street from Madison Square Garden. So this past May, U2 was playing at the Garden at 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. I live in a 4-story apartment building, and I have access to my roof. And U2 is famous for playing on roofs.
Yes, they've been doing that since, the old videos, they did that.
Yeah, they did it out here in L.A. in 1987. They played on the roof for the Where the Streets Have No Name video.
Exactly.
Got shut down by the cops, filmed it for the video. So I wanted to recreate that moment. So I have 4 friends. My roommate Chris is a drummer. So he has his friend Terry, his friend Dan, and his friend Ptolemy. They're all in a cover band together. So we got them together, dressed them up just like U2 with wigs and sunglasses and leather jackets.
You went up to the top of your roof.
Went up to the roof an hour before they played at the Garden. And I bought a PA system for this.
So the point is to make everyone think that this is actually U2 doing some surprise, like, here's a free concert before a real concert.
And just about a year ago in New York, they went through Fifth Avenue in a flatbed truck. So it's the kind of thing that they would do.
People would. So did people buy it? What was there mayhem?
Yeah,
what happened?
There was mayhem. It was great. So they played about 5 songs, and I had a bunch of people from my mailing list who were in on it. So maybe like 70 people were in on it, and they showed up at that location, like running down the street screaming, U2's on the roof, oh my God, they're setting up, they're about to play. And by the end of the 30-minute concert, there were 300 people on the street there, blocking traffic. People were getting out of cabs. There were people on balconies and rooftops all around. Basically, it looked just like the Where the Streets Have No Name video looked.
So that particular prank, a lot of effort was put into it. A lot of people were needed. You have some other pranks that are similarly strange, but require maybe a little bit less of a, I guess, less effort. One of your Megastore prank is another one that people is pretty well known. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Okay, I did the Virgin Megastore prank a couple of years ago. My friend Mark Lee actually helped me come up with it. And they have a Megastore in Union Square in Manhattan.
Sure.
And it's got
a real big store.
40 listening stations. And they're numbered 1 through 40. So I had 40 people take over the listening stations. And that's me right there. I gave a signal. And as you can see, the first thing they do is they all just turned around and looked straight out. And that freaked everybody out. And then for the second phase of it, they did a coordinated dance. My buddy Ken choreographed it in the park, and together all 40 people danced.
And this is just the sort of thing that regular people who are in the store are just going to freak out about.
Yeah.
Because they don't expect it, they don't know what you're doing, they don't know if it's good or bad.
Actually, the regular people just laughed and saw, this is hilarious, 40 people dancing together. The management, not so much. They actually cut off the power to the listening stations.
Whoa.
Under the theory that if we weren't listening to music, we were loitering and could be arrested for loitering.
And then did the dancing just continue?
Yeah, it continued.
Because that was what you did?
Yeah.
That was what had been decided?
Exactly.
I mean, what are you guys going for? Are you trying to make people laugh? Are you trying to scare people? What are the reactions?
We're trying to make people laugh. We're trying to make people smile. And I guess what's different about the pranks that I do from maybe pranks that you've seen on television is it's not about humiliating somebody or embarrassing somebody. It's about giving somebody a great story to tell.
Sure.
Like
you wouldn't believe what I saw at the Megastore today.
I was in the Megastore,
so weird.
40 people all of a sudden turned around and did a dance, and then they disappeared.
So these pranks need a bunch of people to participate. You guys think of yourself as sort of a flash mob? Are you a comedy troupe? Do you require formal training to participate?
Well, it started just being myself and the 3 friends I knew in New York, going out and getting drunk in bars and doing silly things. And then I started taking classes at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, which is in New York City, and also now out here in Los Angeles as well. And through the theater, I met all of these awesome people. So I have a lot of collaborators. Actually, Sean Hart, who I think you know, who was on Attack the Show for a while.
We know Sean Hart.
He's a UCB performer, and he's part of my troupe. So now it's a couple of hundred people that I know through UCB, and then since all of this media attention, my list has gotten bigger. I've got about 1,500 people on my New York City mailing list right now.
Wow. So you have more people than you even need for any particular prank. One prank I want to talk about, it's very well known. You did it a couple years ago. The Starbucks prank.
Yes.
Tell the folks out there about what you guys did at Starbucks.
Well, I got 7 actors to recreate time. Recreate a 5-minute chunk of time 12 times in a row for an hour. So I entered the restaurant with my girlfriend at the time, and we got into a little bit of an argument, and we stormed out, and she runs out, and I yell, "Katie, come back!" And then 2 minutes later, we come back, and we get in line again, and get into the same argument.
And then after you guys leave, someone's cell phone rings, and someone spills his coffee, and so it's like anybody who's sort of paying a little bit of attention starts to go, oh, wait, what's going on?
It was this coordinated thing. Like, we would run out in that argument, somebody would sneeze, my friend Anthony would trip, and then the kicker was my friend Ken would come through with a boombox playing Shiny Happy People and just walk through the Starbucks. And everything triggered it. You know, like when my friend Flynn's cell phone rang, that was the cue for my friend Porter to spill his drink. So it was all like coordinated like that. And the first 3 or 4 times we did it, nobody noticed. But once we had repeated time 7 times in a row.
He's yelling for Katie again. Something's off.
Yeah, at first people were just like, if I was him, I would break up with that girl because they're not getting along today. But by like the 8th time, everybody was like,
there's that boombox again. This is just bizarre. So you got the reaction that you were looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
People notice. So you have an upcoming DVD, actually?
Yeah, I'm working with an editor right now on kind of an underground DVD that I'm just going to put out on my website. So hopefully within a few months it's going to be ready because all these pranks I've done for the last 4 years, I've filmed them.
They've been documented, and it's good. Yeah, people want to see it. Real quick, what's your next mission going to be?
My next mission will be the 5th annual No Pants subway ride in New York City.
Very nice.
So every January.
Are we talking no pants and no...
We wear underwear.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shoot. Too bad.
So yeah, we're going to take over the 6 train and get probably hundreds of people to enter the same car with their pants off.
Great.
So.
The 5th annual. It's well known.
Yeah,
That's
been doing it since 2002. So
all right,
it should be
Charlie.
fun.
Well, best of luck with all of your pranks. It sounds
Thank you,
like we got to do something like that on this show.
Yeah, let me know.
Help
I'll
us
come
out.
out.
Teach us.
I'll come out and prank with you guys.
The Improv. All right. Well, thanks for being on the show.
You bet.
You can also head on over to improveverywhere.com where they've documented over 50 missions, tons of pictures, tons of videos, play-by-play from all of the agents involved. It's a good time. Okay, now you've got 2-minute period, 2-minute timeout period, but then we're going to blow our allowance on some fresh ink. Stick with us.
Comic books! They are our modern Greek myths with slightly more video game ads. Yeah, that's right, folks. It's time for some fresh ink. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her, you love her, you dream about her. I do. Blair Butler, thank you for coming back.
Kevin, you just creeped me out.
Another fresh. It's what I do. It took you how many episodes to get sufficiently creeped out by
At
me?
least I'm in your dreams.
Good.
Haunting them.
Wandering through them with page after page of fresh ink.
Right.
What has come out this week in terms of the comic book realm? What should we be paying attention to?
All right. Well, really quickly, Walking Dead, New Walking Dead came out, and Infinite Crisis 2, but we've talked about those before, so let's move on to something new.
All right.
Which is The Escapist.
The Escapist. Now, I'll let you. First of all, you fill me in on what this guy is.
Okay. The Escapist is not a real classic comic book character.
Not by any stretch.
No, he was basically, he's a fictional character from a book, and I'll get into that later. But this issue is, every issue is sort of thematically different, and this issue are sort of like his indie comic adventures.
Right.
Brian K. Vaughan did one of the adventures, which is where they're sort of making a new Escapist comic. It's got some like really interesting sort of indie rock hipster art.
But, you know, like I'm looking at The Escapist, okay?
Right.
And here's my problem. Like I could go down to the pleasure chest and get like an S&M kind of gimp outfit that matches his, you know, to the T. That doesn't make me a superhero.
Right.
And is this guy a superhero, or is he just someone who can happen to save his own butt?
Well, his power is basically that he can escape from things, but the outfit's supposed to be that weird retro sort of like classic Superman-style costume, because basically this is a character created by Michael Chabon, the author, in his, I believe, Pulitzer Prize-winning book, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, which, if you're a comic book fan and you haven't read it, shame on you.
Shame on all of you.
Shame on you. It's great. And basically, this book was so popular, they took the fictional character that he wrote, who's sort of supposed to be like an analog for Superman, and they gave him his own comic.
All right, so what's the verdict on this one? Regardless of whether or not he's a superhero, is this a buy, a browse, or burn?
If you love the book, buy it. If not, just browse it, because I think this issue's great, but it's not one of the stronger issues.
He's Houdini in an S&M outfit. Done. All right. Why The Last Man? Is this a question, or is this a statement? What is why, and what does The Last Man have to do with why?
It's a little bit of everything. This is a comic book where a plague has killed every man on Earth but one. Sounds like the setup for sort of like a weird erotic a boy and his dog.
Well, I mean, what do you see on the first page? There we have it.
Yes,
yeah, that's what happens when the boys aren't around. Kids.
Ladies snuggling with an eye patch, so that's fun for everybody.
Yeah, give her the hook finger.
Oh, God.
What? No, she's a pirate. She has a hook.
Anyway, it's a great comic where basically there's only one guy left on Earth. He's trying to find his girlfriend. They're trying to find out why this plague killed all of humanity. It's action-packed. It's definitely incredibly mature.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Very
not
mature.
for the kids. It's been going on forever. Incredibly deep, convoluted storyline. I still say buy it. It's great. Brian K. Vaughan is doing some incredible stuff with this and with Ex Machina.
I liked it as well. I agree with that assessment. Buy for sure. Now, DMZ.
Yes.
Your verdict on this one I know in advance. I'm not going to spoil it, though, but what's the rundown on DMZ?
Okay, DMZ is a comic. It's by Brian Wood, who did something called Demo, which was great. But anyway, this takes place in the future. There's a civil war in America, and Manhattan is actually the demilitarized zone.
Right.
There's nobody in there except the residents of Manhattan sort of scrambling to stay alive, and this journalist, this intern, actually flies in with a really seasoned journalist. His plane gets shot down, and he's forced to start filing these reports himself from this sort of no man's land.
Incredibly violent.
Right.
Great art style. I personally dug it, but your verdict on this one?
My verdict is browse it for now. Let's see how it develops.
Okay, it's too early. It's too soon?
It's a little too early. You know, there's been some other first issues that have come out recently that have just grabbed me, like the new Jonah Hex. This one it's good. I sort of want to see where it goes before I totally endorse it.
So dip your toe in the pool before you belly flop into DMZ.
Great concept, good art. Let's see where it goes.
All right, and finally you have kind of an indie pick for us, right? What's going on in the indie scene?
All right, the indie pick is Optic Nerve. This is done by a guy named Adrian Tomine, and he basically does these incredibly depressing hipster comics. No superheroes. This is just people sort of living their depressing, miserable lives, suffering in dead-end jobs.
Sounds like Attack of the Comic
Book. And it's great. The guy's art is fantastic. I love it. He's been doing stuff for The New Yorker, but you can just sort of see he's got this really simple,
it's almost like a red
style.
meat kind of style there.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of Daniel Clowes.
Does anything happen, or do people just kind of mope around and talk about pills they're on?
Well, a lot of stuff happens. There's massive moping, but one of the problems with this series, and my sort of only caveat before I say run out and buy it immediately, it comes out seriously once a year. So you're going to read it and be like, more, and then get frustrated.
You have to wait. Well, sometimes less is more. Maybe they're pulling the Lost thing, and hopefully they don't disappoint with
I don't think they will.
So this is a buy then for you.
Absolutely buy.
Optic Nerve is the indie buy. Blair, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Again for coming on. We appreciate it. Be sure to check the links in our show notes, everyone. Now, I actually make a special cameo appearance in one of the following commercials, so pay attention, watch closely, and those who spot me are actually going to be rewarded with the feed. And runners-up will receive a damn good website, just because we're nice. Stick around.
Hey, welcome back to this little thing we call a show. I want to remind you now that G4 is giving 4 grand prize winners a trip for 2 to Game in San Francisco. Now, Game, of course, is 3 days of wall-to-wall games, music, randomness from Friday, December 2nd through Sunday, December 4th at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. So you can enter online at g4tv.com/game from November 7th through the 11th. See it first, play it live at Game. Woo! And now, be warned, damn good websites are gateways to odder and possibly more dangerous websites. All right, so Kevin, we haven't done a damn good website in a while.
It's been a little while. This is a blast from the past.
Yeah, but today we're bringing it back. What I've got is a great little handy website to use anytime you want to print out digital photos.
On the internet.
On the internet.
That's where websites reside.
Using the internet. Okay, so we're going to start with one of my favorite pictures. This is of my sister, Brittany. In fact, you took this picture.
Yes. And your sister, by the way,
I mean,
is an animal.
She's a lovely, lovely girl. She's a little younger than me. Anyway, so Brittany, you took this with your camera phone, and I now, it's a digital image, and I need to print it out. So what I could do is I could print it out at home using my own laser printer.
And waste the $1,000 in ink.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about doing it at home is that it's convenient, but it's actually cheaper to use a lot, you know, a slew of online digital printout sites where they print it out and they send it to you and you can, you know, get 4x6s or 8x10s. What is kind of confusing is that there's so many and they have a lot of different pricing options. So a lovely little website called printrates.com has a nice little breakdown. They update it every day. I don't know who is doing it or why.
Someone who's making money off Google ads is doing
I
it.
guess so, yeah, and they're probably doing quite well.
Yeah.
But it's a really good,
This is
nice
helpful.
little
This is
idea.
good.
So you've got Shutterfly, you've got Snapfish, you've got Ophoto. Those are some of the bigger ones. Then you've got, some of the smaller ones like Dime Prints or Easy Prints, and it gives you a breakdown of.
Oh, they even have like Costco and CVS, so they've got retail outlets.
They've got
and stuff as well.
pretty much everybody. So if you want one 4x6, the blue text here is in the lower 20%, and then the red one is the lowest one. So at Clark Color, if you want more than 400 4x6s, let's say you had some sort of
I
event.
want my whole wall plastered with Brittany.
Brittany,
Lane.
yeah, Brittany has 400 friends. It's only 9 cents a print.
That's
So
great.
you get a good idea, and this goes, not just for 4x6s. This goes upwards to, a huge, big 20 by 30 print, stuff like that. So
Very convenient.
printrates.com, I love it. I mean, it's so easy. I wish I would have thought of it.
Well, now you can use it.
Now I can use it. Somebody else is getting the Google ads. Get today's website link at attackoftheshow.com. Just like always, must we always do this dance?
We must, Sarah. We must dance.
All right.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sarah, a plasma screen, and some news. You might also know it as the feed.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, with more and more states sprouting anti-violent game initiatives, the Entertainment Software Association is working fast to spread some weed killer. That's right, a gardening metaphor. What? The ESA has won a preliminary injunction by a U.S. district court to prevent the implementation of Michigan's anti-violent game bill into law. Now, this is the first time the bill has been successfully halted, although the ESA is attempting similar injunctions against Illinois and California. The gaming industry's main concern is that criminalizing the sale of violent games to minors will scare off retailers and developers, essentially erasing the M-rated game from existence. Now, it'll probably get to the point where kids will have to go underground and buy their games from their pot dealers. Come to think of it, that it would save a lot of travel time. Now, the beauty of blogging is that it's open to everyone, from whiny 20-somethings who work in the publishing industry to angry 20-somethings who work in the publishing industry. But still, the concept of elderly bloggers still seems kind of like a novelty. But that may no longer be the case. Everybody, according to a report on Yahoo News, more and more senior citizens are turning to blogs as a way to keep their rapidly deteriorating minds busy. Some of the more exciting blogs are Dad's Tomato Garden Journal, Dog Walk Musings, and My Mom's Blog. Now, seniors love the internet because cyberspace has never failed to send them a Christmas card or stuck them in a home or swindled them out of their Social Security check, like that nice orderly who always took time to listen to the stories about the Depression. Such a shame. Now, speaking of the elderly, news that Sylvester Stallone will be making sequels to both Rambo and Rocky has Hollywood all abuzz. So much so, in fact, that word has even reached the ears of Dolph Lundgren, deep in the bowels of Where Are They Now? Dolph has come out to crush rumors that his Rocky IV character, Ivan Drago, would be appearing in the upcoming Rocky VI, and that Ivan would be dying of AIDS in the film. To which we ask, where is this rumor coming from exactly? This is the first we've actually heard of it. Maybe Dolph thinks by making up and then denying his own rumors, Stallone will have an epiphany and write him into the script. I personally would love to see Rocky visit Ivan in the hospital for that long-awaited, touching moment. I must hug you. That's a feed. Please file out in an orderly fashion. Kevin, nice to see you again.
Full from that feed, Sarah Lane.
Wasn't it?
It was delicious.
Wasn't it just, I don't know.
Got some on my lip.
Something that would feed you?
Yes, with news. Spoonfuls. All right. It's your favorite part of the week, Miss Lane. You want to get to it?
Relationship call
Bring 'em in.
Thursday. All right, our first caller is Artemis from Sugar Notch, Pennsylvania.
I've been to Sugar Notch. a
Sugar
couple times.
Notch.
Yeah.
That's a fun town to be from. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What's your question, ma'am?
All right, I'm getting a little tired of Barry White.
Oh.
So what kind
you
of
need a new
music
man in
can
your
I
life.
play to set the mood?
You want
mood
some
music.
new music. Barry White is a little played out, I gotta admit.
Yeah, it's a little cliche.
It's a lot cliche.
Yeah. Well, now,
So what do you put on when you want to get your lady?
you know, I'm telling you, and I could do the silly, go to soma.fm, SOMA.fm. Okay, it's an internet streaming radio station. Make sure you have good bandwidth, because there's nothing worse than getting like a buffering error when you're in the middle. So
Yeah.
go to soma.fm and click on the station Groove Salad. That's
All right.
all you need to know, my
Groove
friend.
salad.
That's all you need to know.
That sounds cheeseball.
Wait,
to me.
it sounds like a move you're going to use when you're listening to it, doesn't it? Go, I'm telling you, play the stream. It's amazing. It's one of the best. It's actually broadcast out of San Francisco.
And you know, from experience, it works.
A guy I know once told me in a chat room that he used it, and it works.
Groove salad.
Groove salad. I'm telling
Hope that helped you out.
Love the groove
Jason,
salad.
next caller from Plymouth, New Hampshire. Thanks for being here, Jason.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Adam.
Hey, what's up?
Did he call you Adam?
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time.
One and the
sorry
same.
about that.
One
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the same.
Shoot.
What's your problem?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing, actually.
That's why
I've
we're
been
here.
having some performance problems.
Oh.
Okay.
See, if you thought you were calling Adam, then yes, you came to the right source.
it's
but,
you that are.
I don't know. I don't have any. I mean,
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I figured Kevin would be able to help me
Of course,
out.
Sure, yeah,
of course.
I think,
Maybe Enrique, you know.
Yeah, Enrique is good.
Here's let's just make sure we have your problem straight. You are having performance rising to the occasion. Is it? Are we speaking the same
Yeah, I
language
guess
here?
you could say that.
Okay.
Okay. Is
All
it
right.
because you're nervous, you're tired, or you think she's ugly, or
I don't know, you know. I
you
just,
just
have to keep adjusting the webcam, and it gets a little wonky.
that. Well,
Yeah.
tough
good.
one. Well, there are prescription drugs
There
for this
are.
sort of a thing.
There are.
Besides that,
I mean, you could slam it in the George Foreman a couple times, but I mean, you have to be a little.
that's
you know.
not gonna help.
I got
Come
I
on,
got nothing.
This guy has a problem, Kevin. You've been there. What did you do?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know, you're still
Brittany
too
needs to keep her
young.
mouth shut. That tramp. Brittany Lane, you sold me out.
Brittany.
I got nothing. I got nothing for him. Take some drugs. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you're cool. Drugs
Sean,
help anything.
on the phone. Are you there, Sean?
Hutchinson,
Yeah, I'm here.
Kansas.
Hutchinson, Kansas. Yes. Sean, do you have any sort of mood music that you put on? Something that gets you going?
Not really.
Yeah, there we go. Just keep it silent.
Stone silence.
Woman, if there's any noise.
Just heavy breathing.
What's going on?
What's your question?
Yeah, I got an obsessed girlfriend that showers me with gifts, and I'm not attracted to her, and I'm not interested in her.
Well, you
what do I
said
do?
you said she's a girlfriend, or is she just a friend?
Right. She's a stalker
Oh,
at that
she's
point.
a girlfriend.
Oh,
She's
okay.
your girlfriend, and she showers you with gifts, and you don't
Not
like her
into
that much.
That's awesome. You rock.
No,
are the gifts any good?
I got stuck with her.
Are the
so.
gifts any good? The gifts?
Is she giving you presents you like? We
Well, I
rephrased
mean,
that.
yeah, she bought me a car and a computer.
Keep her.
Yeah. What are you doing, man?
How bad could it be?
I mean, cheat on her or
What's
re-gift
wrong?
it. You know,
A girl that got you a car, nothing's wrong with her.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
And
I mean, I don't
again,
know what she looks like,
you can
but
always,
I think you could probably get
You
over
can
it.
always re-gift for like a woman on the side. She'll never know.
Yeah, you don't like her gifts? Give it to your mistress.
Your
Give the
fling.
car to your mistress.
Yeah. Done and
I don't know.
done.
I don't know.
Cars
that,
and computers. How could
that
you
sounds
not like
fishy.
her? Yeah, it sounds really fishy.
Sounds a little fishy.
Maybe she's like a 2 on Hot or
Maybe
Not.
she's what did you call Michelle Rodriguez? A little
busted.
A little busted.
Little busted.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I could deal with that.
So
for
can
a
I
car
for
and
a car?
computer.
Shoot. Unless it's a Focus.
Hope we helped.
Look, you and the show have become so close. We really have. They've bonded. So don't leave it now.
No,
Stick around. We'll
no.
be checking. We'll be checking in with our land party.
Yeah,
It's happening.
sure.
iPod of the Stars. Ashton Kutcher's iPod. Cougar Run. Mickey Hart. Trucker Hat. Bowling for Soup. Ball and Chain. Social Distortion. Young Man. Old Soul. Spiritual Beggars. When I'm 64. The Beatles. I'm my own grandpa. Ray Stevens.
Now, this invitation is good for you and a guest only. To the Verizon Broadband Battle. All right, you know what? You love it. The game is fair, and it's being piped in from our Rack Space servers. And joining us today is actress Anna Marie Lytle. Anna Marie, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
How is the fear going?
It's awesome.
Have you? I see you've taken your aggression out on the wall sufficiently, but have you killed any other players yet? Or
I don't know about that. I think
Okay.
they're probably beating me.
well,
but-
the destructible environments are nice, and
Yeah.
you're showcasing them, and we appreciate that. Tell me, you were in a movie recently, right? Pieces of
Yeah.
Eight.
I was in the movie Pieces of Eight. It's about a bunch of 20-year-olds and one of their friends gets engaged. So everyone kind of freaks out when your first good friend gets married.
You have any? Did you go through anything like that yourself with friends getting married when you were younger? Or?
No, only one got married straight out of high school, but the rest of them are all single, so I'm okay
Gotcha.
still.
All right, yeah, you don't have to freak out about your
No,
friends.
not
then.
yet.
And you also were producing some stage shows.
Yeah, I
someplace?
just did it at the Hudson Theater in Hollywood. We did a couple shows in there, The Odd Couple, Youth Exchange, all in one night, so it was a lot of fun on August 2nd and 3rd.
Very nice. I'm talking and I'm hearing some odd noises coming from below the seat, and it's a little distracting. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens often with land party guests, to be honest, but this is a little different. There's some sort of apparatus strapped to your chair. You're aware of this, I'm assuming.
Yes, I'm
This
very
is
aware.
this is the butt kicker, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you a little bit of a jolt. It connects like to a PC or to any sort of sound card, and then when there's bass or anything going on, it amplifies that and then kicks your ass, essentially. Correct?
Yes.
So you've been experiencing the butt kicker throughout the show. Are you numb yet?
No, I'm not numb
No.
yet.
Are you rushing to the store to pre-order or no? I mean,
Maybe for my little brothers, yeah, for
Yeah, all
Christmas,
right.
yeah.
Well-
so I get to kick their butt and give them something they like at the same time.
of course.
Yeah.
Now that you're a little accustomed to it, though, I wanted to go ahead and test your knowledge of the butt kicker, if that's all right. So we have the game Fear going. So we're gonna go ahead and do some actions in the game. You can tell me maybe what they are, what they feel like. Here we
Okay.
go. First action, and it will be vibrating. All right. Now, sounds like a machine gun, but does it feel like riding over gravel in a Greyhound bus, or straddling the dishwasher during the rinse cycle?
I think it's more like a dishwasher.
It is more like a dishwasher. That is correct. Okay, one more. There we go. Let's get this one going. Let's kick this butt. Go! All right, there it goes.
There it goes.
There it goes. That's sufficient shaking. All right, you tell me. Is it like sitting on an epileptic or riding a pony in an earthquake?
I've never sat on an
Okay,
I think it'd be like riding a pony. I
Riding a
guess.
pony. That is correct. That was a trick one. Very well
Okay.
done. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're
I'll let you get
welcome.
back to the butt kicker and to
Thanks.
the fear. There you go. Be sure to be on the lookout for the movie Pieces of 8 featuring Anna Marie. And if you want to check out the butt kicker, just go to it's actually the Butt Kicker Gamer. Go to buttkicker.com. Thebuttkicker.com. But wait. There's still more butts to be kicked. That's right. The authors of the Video Game Industry Expose Smart Bomb are coming up next to do the honors.
Computers on Attack of the Show provided by Intel. Game on. Power up. Take control with the Intel Pentium Processor Extreme Edition.
On the next Attack of the Show, 7-year-old gamer Little Poison will put down the juice box and open a can of whoop ass. Plus, proving once again that no prize tag doesn't mean no fun. It's Free Play Friday. And finally, we'll have a swell time with a live performance by Fat Lip. You get it? Swelling like a fat lip? Yeah, you know what? You couldn't do any better. Rest assured, that's the next Attack of the Show. Now, contrary to popular belief, there's actually more to the video game industry than a couple of meth-addicted developers and some pixels. Heather Chaplin and Aaron Ruby are the authors of Smart Bomb. It's a look at what makes the industry really tick. There it is. There's the book. Congrats on it. It's
Thank
real.
you. Yes.
I can feel it. I can peruse it.
Yeah.
The first question I have to ask, though, is that you come out it's separated into chapters, right? Each chapter is about like a different industry kind of figurehead, a leader, right?
Right.
Chapter 1, coming out of the gate swinging with Cliffy B. I mean, couldn't you have picked, someone with pizzazz or, like an actual resume worth writing about? I mean,
Well, first of all, Cliffy was one of the first people that we met. So he really...
So you didn't know any better at the time. It was like, well, okay, we'll make you chapter 1. Thanks for agreeing to the interview.
No, I think we really felt like Cliffy kind of represented the quintessential gamer.
He definitely does.
he's
I kid, but he's definitely that guy.
Yeah, and so we felt like he kind of worked as a metaphor for the whole industry, and of course got a little bit obsessed with his changing looks at every event, his changing hair, and kind of used that to show the way the industry changes and grows in the years we were there.
Essentially, I've always said you can tell the state of the industry by his wardrobe or by his hairstyle, but you guys really saw it evolve, right? I mean,
when we first met Cliffy, he was wearing an ill-fitting white suit and sort of had badly bleached hair, and I just would love it because every year you'd see him and be like, oh, this year you're rocker, this year you're George Clooney, and every year you could kind of see that he was playing with like a different style.
what's Cliffy this year, Heather? What is the 2005 to 2006 Cliffy be?
L.A. He's going for L.A.
I agree.
Sophisticated.
I agree with that. And he did. I talked to him, by the way. I asked if I could make fun of him on national television. And he wants you to take him to Barney's and go shopping.
It is one of my dreams to take Cliffy to Barney's.
Good. Now, what was the intent with this book? I know you guys dove in several years back to really kind of get into the industry. Did you have a hypothesis going in, or did you just say let's figure out what's going on with this industry?
Yeah, not at all. The whole idea was to come into it just kind of with a clean slate, leave a lot of that good, bad stuff behind. And we wanted to write it in a way that both non-gamers and gamers alike could get something out of it. So some of the information, a lot of it is stuff that gamers probably already know, but the way that we tried to tell the story is to kind of give you what it's like inside the video game industry, so that even if you know the information, you're going to get a snapshot of something that.
Or if,
I would say I believe that the serious to hardcore gamers may know some of the stuff in the book, but the casual gamers, they might not even really know who Miyamoto is. Believe it or not, who makes the games that they love that much.
Exactly, and if you think of that, even gamers themselves don't know who Miyamoto is. You can imagine with the mainstream.
The general public has no idea.
No idea.
They think he's a toy car company.
Exactly.
Harajuku.
So Aaron put it just right. I mean, the idea was to come in with no hypothesis, really, to just.
You were kind of an outsider to the gaming industry,
I was an outsider.
right?
I didn't even play Pac-Man as a kid.
Hostile outsider.
Hostile is an exaggeration.
I had to sneak the PlayStation 2 into that.
Oh, there's nothing worse. Did you yell at him and disconnect the Madden
No, she
sessions?
caught me, and I was like, no, honey, this plays DVDs.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It means nothing to me. It's just a console.
That's actually how we decided to write the book.
Really?
He brought home a PlayStation 2, and I literally thought, what have I married?
Why would you do?
What is this thing?
What have you done?
And then I started playing some of the games and doing some of the research and realized that it's like this incredibly rich subject that nobody in the mainstream had really taken a serious look at.
Sure.
And by serious, I don't mean non-entertaining.
Right. No, definitely not. Now, I mean, because all their stories are incredibly
and the
fascinating.
stories, I mean, as you know.
Was there something that you discovered while you were researching, or a particular story or a particular person?
When we went to our first E3, when we were still even thinking about doing the book, which Aaron dragged me to, I'd never even heard of it, I walked in and I literally found myself thinking, this is incredible. Some of the greatest minds of a generation are
and
devoted.
And the hottest booth babes. Come on, give credit where it's due.
And then the threat of the always overlooming threat of the booth babe moratorium.
Oh,
right.
I know. Now, one of the final chapter is entitled "The Trojan Horses," and I wanted to touch on that really quick. Like, in your opinion, what is so Trojan horsey about these consoles or about video games in general? Is there something going on?
Yeah, well, I guess what we're trying to get at is that with Microsoft and Sony, their agendas is far outreaches out of just games.
Right.
They know that games are the way, is the medium of the future. So they know that through this medium, they're going to get into your living room. They're going to have a box on top of your TV set, and it's going to be a toll booth through which they sell you all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So they all want to own the living room.
They want to own the living room. It's the dream of digital convergence.
Which is why it's cool, though, you still get Nintendo out there, which is swimming that whole different stream of, like, we make toys.
Right.
Which is kind of a cool
Enjoy it.
counterbalance.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? I got to say, everybody's going to enjoy this. I know everybody in our audience would as well, and hopefully you get it out to the people who still think, video games are just murder simulators.
Absolutely.
And the people behind them are actually psychopathic murderers. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man.
My pleasure. If you are in the LA area tonight, stop by Book Soup. It's in West Hollywood on Sunset, where Heather and Aaron will be doing a signing and a question and answer session with Seamus Blackley. Oh, and Nolan Bushnell. Book a Smart Bomb. Go get it right now. Now stay put, though, because we have your chat questions, and I know you've been waiting patiently, and they should be answered. So we'll get to it. Stick around.
Rated T for teen.
Just a reminder, next Tuesday, Heisman Trophy winner and former NFL running back Eddie George will start taking gamers off the couch and onto the field. They'll get some tips on real sports, and Eddie gets some cheat codes from Madden 06 in the process. It's called Training Camp, and it's on Tuesday, November 15th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific.
Nice.
Good times.
Good stuff. All right, let's take a look at the high scores, shall we?
Let's.
From our Verizon broadband battle. Here they are. Boom.
Cosmic, you're first.
Man, that was a squeaker. Because who is it? Neferel?
Just
121. It was close.
Barely eased into second place.
Very, very close. Congrats, of course, to all of our high scores, and thanks,
Good job,
of course,
everybody.
to our guest for enduring the old butt kicker,
Anna Marie
Lytle. Thank you so much, Anna Marie. If you didn't get to play this week, go to our website right now. She's adorable. I don't hold myself. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. She's still here.
Go to our website, register. Oh, she is. Now she's scared. Let's go to the IRC chat room.
The chat
Let's
room.
Get right to
Okay. First question from Sith Master. Oh, we know you. What's worse on a girl, hair on her lip or on her chin?
Oh man.
Well, neither of them are really all that.
Neither is good. But what's?
I personally, if I were a guy, I would think chin is worse.
See, I would say lip.
You would?
I would, because I don't.
You want a girl to have hair on her chin?
I don't want her to have hair anywhere, to be quite honest.
And the girls don't want it either.
But it's like I'm not making out with her chin half the time, And occasionally I'll get a little weird. But
I think the worst is a girl with hair that doesn't get rid of the hair in an unwanted place. I don't know. Maybe that sounds weird.
That sounded really weird.
Does that sound mean?
No. Just
if you've got extra hair, just
just get rid of it. Put it on eBay. You don't need it, and no guy wants you to have it.
Buy my chin hair.
I'll buy it now.
Okay, hope we helped you with that question. G4 Shim wants to know, how did Kevin originally get into playing the drums? I want to know this too. I don't even think I know this answer.
Well, we don't have time for it, unfortunately. Good night, everyone!
Thanks to our guests, Blair Butler, Charlie Todd, Heather Chaplin, and Aaron Ruby. See you tomorrow. We'll talk about
Attack of the Show wardrobe provided by Jinx.com.